Hello YouTube, Chris Witt here, and I've been real busy lately with work, being a horseshoer, and it being springtime. Everybody's decided to rig my phone off the hook to try to get stuff done, so I've been doing some hunts in between jobs, but I haven't been able to record much of them. Just real quick stuff. I guess I'm just being a dubba, but I promise I'll be much better about getting out with the camera and actually getting some stuff live, because I've got some real good stuff that I found. I've got 3 hunts that I've done. I've kind of done a roundup with it. First one I did is I went to the park here in town, and I found this old toy gun. I did some research on it. I guess it's like a belt buckle special from Mattel. It's a shooting shell pistol. I asked my father about them. I guess they were real popular back in the day. They actually shot a plastic projectile. You'd load it in the back, and they had lever action rifles and revolvers, and kind of neat things. So that was kind of cool. They made them, I guess, between 1945 and 1959, but that was just on a couple of sites that I read. There's probably out there people who know much better than I do. If you do know, send me a message and give me an idea. I'd like to know more about it. Also at the park, I found a old dog tag. Try to get the focus. On the bottom, it says, or I guess it's a dog license, not a dog tag. Dog tags are military. This dog license says 1957, so that's kind of cool. Shows the park has some age to it. I also found this watch. I also found a costume jewelry bracelet and a costume jewelry ring, my first ring, but I gave them to my daughter and she's lost them since, so I can't show you here at the roundup. I apologize about that, but she liked them and I let her have them. Anyways, the second hunt I did, and if you look at my previous videos, you'll see that I did my backyard. I found the Indian head. Well, it being all finally thought out, I really got to take some time, and I found some real good stuff. I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wheat pennies, all between 1923 and I think the oldest one's 1958. And I even found this one is one of the World War II steel pennies, which I'm surprised it's still around being steel. I thought it'd be long gone, melted away. But so that was kind of cool. I found a bunch of all these Wheaties amongst bottle caps and other junk, some clad. But finally I got some good signals, and I had a weird signal. It was jumping between mid 50s and to low 80s, and I dug the hole, and it took me a little bit to find it, but I found a 1905 V nickel. Kind of neat. It's sort of, if I can get it to focus right, you can see I don't think it's going to focus. There's a V right there. That's really killer. And you always double check your holes. That's what I always hear everybody say. I didn't do it. So I covered it up, and I went back over it after I dug the hole, or filled it in. I had to redig the hole because evidently there was a mercury dime with it. And after, it was a 1917 mercury dime, this one here. And looking at it, and it's got right there in the middle on kind of her cheek. They must have been cheek to cheek, because I cleaned it up with a brush, but there used to be a ring mark where you could see the silver touching this. So they must have been lost together and stuck together. That was kind of cool. That's my first silver, 1917 mercury. And then about, 10 inches away, I got another good signal. An 82, 83. And I got a 1942 mercury dime. And So I was pumped. I was excited. I was finding silver. I've been waiting to find silver coins forever. And again, this is right in my backyard. So it was just kind of funny. I've been looking at bazillion parks and all that stuff trying to find old silver, and all I had to do was go in my backyard. But so I was pumped. I was happy. I found, a bunch of cool old Wheaties and the 1905 V-nickel. I've never found one of those. So I was really pumped. And then I kept going, and I found a Standing Liberty 1928. It's actually in pretty decent condition. And again, that was probably another 10 inches away from the two other dimes. Come to find out, I kind of did some research, and I guess there was an old pole barn back of my house that got burnt down, and then they built this place on top of it. So I guess a lot of this stuff was just in the fire and went away. Then, that's not even like the neatest part. I went over, and not too far from that, I got a real deep signal, and it was 85, but it said it was 10 inches plus down on the Garrett AT Pro. So I kept digging and digging and digging and digging. Man, I dug about 15 inches down, which I didn't even know the AT Pro could go that far. I found this. It's when I saw it at first, I thought it was a big bronze washer or something like that. When I went to clean it, it was obvious it was a coin. I've never seen a coin like this. I had my girlfriend, she's real good with a computer, she went on and started looking through all the coins. And Springvale, Maine and Sanford, Maine used to be a real big French town back in the 1700s. Well, when she was looking it up on the internet, I guess they only made this coin for 2 years with this back design with the column and the wreaths and the 2S, and I guess it's a 2-sol hammered French coin. And I think it's King Louis the something. I don't remember at the moment. But that's and it was 17. It's either 1792 or 1793. I found that to be just astonishing. That was my find for that day. And so I did pretty good in my backyard. V-nickels, and I never got any of this. Just I never even thought it would be in the back, and that's on top of the Indian head penny I found when one of my first videos. So real cool finds. So after I did that, I was in another place in New Hampshire, towards my parents' house, which if you look again in my previous videos, I have a kind of a short hunt. I didn't find a whole lot. Things were still thawing out and still had snow out. Seemed like everywhere else it had melted except where I wanted to hunt. While the snow was absolutely gone, I found these two. These are the two flat buttons I found in the video. And I found like a piece of buckshot and some other things. Well, I went back to that same cellar hole, and I found some other good stuff in the rubble. I think this place burnt down again because all the bricks and stuff that were in the chimney, like they were all charred except for where they were mated, inside and outside. But I found all these big old flat buttons to go with the other two that I found, and those were, I was tickled pink to find those. This one's got like a little flower design in it, and this one looks like it got ran over or something. The shank's still on the back, it's just smushed over, and it's got a decoration all along the outside. This one I haven't gotten to cleaning it up too good. I've been taking toothpicks and just kind of picking off the dirt, and I haven't gotten to that one quite yet. So hopefully there's a neat design on that big old flat button. Them buttons have the shanks on the back, which I guess is totally cool. So I found those, and then I moved over a little bit, and then again, this is all in probably a 10-foot area. I found this little guy. I don't know if it's a pewter button. And I'm asking you guys out there, maybe you know better than I would. Looks like there was like a little cross design in it, but it's a one-piece button. The shank broke off. It was a real like wire shank type of thing going on. But I don't know, did they make, silver buttons back then, or were they most likely pewter? I'm not too sure. It's heavy, but pewter is tin and lead, I think. So that'd be heavy too. So that was neat. And I found this little buckle. Still has leather on the backside and riveted. I don't know whether it was for a garment or a shoe. I don't know. Again, I'm asking you guys who know more than I do. Kinda, if you could give me an idea, I'd be really appreciative of it. And after that, I found another little button with no shank. Just a flat button. Shanks broke off. And I kept moving over. It looked like the whole building fell down to the side when it did go. And all the good stuff was kind of like in a 10-foot area that worked its way away from the building, because everywhere else it was just junk. And in the building there was nothing. And then I moved over a bit more. I've got, I believe they're old coins. Actually, I know they're old coins. And they're severely worn. This one has barely nothing on it. I mean, it's thin. It's just toasted. But this one, I kind of got a little bit of an idea. You can see the lady that was sitting on some sort of throne, and that's a shield. I didn't have much to go by, but when I was looking it up on the internet, I think these are what they call half pennies. And I took out the microscope, and along the bottom, you won't be able to see it, but with the microscope, I was able to see it. It said it was 1743. So I started looking through Google pictures, looking up 1743 coins, and like I said, it was the best I could tell that these are British half pennies. The reason why I kind of figured that is because the lady, the bust is facing this way, and she's holding a spear, and has her hand on something over here, but it's worn. And there's a shield right here. So when I went through looking, I really examined this one under the microscope, and I don't think you'll be able to see it, but you can actually see the shield with the British, cross and their flag that would normally be on this. You can just barely see it with a microscope. So I figured it's either the same coin, and I guess they're King George the First or King George the Second. Being 1743, that'd be King George the Second. But I'm not an expert on British coins, but that's just what I gathered. If anybody knows more about them, like I said, I'd love to hear about them. So these are my oldest coins to date. So I found 2 British coins one day, and French coin another day. Actually, I found the French coin first, then these British coins. So I've been doing pretty good with the metal detector. I really like the AT Pro. Recommend it to anybody. If I wanted to give a shout out to, while I'm thinking about it, Madison, Maine. I've been watching his videos. He's another guy from out east here, and I tell you, if you want to see some real old interesting finds and listen to some good guitar music, because he plays the music for all his own videos, subscribe to him. I'll put a thing, right here. Look him up. He's a real cool guy. Really like his videos. And again, I always like to say hi to 49er Digger. I enjoy watching his videos. He's starting off like me, and he's been evidently working a lot like me, so it's good to have the work, but I'd like to get out some more metal detecting videos if he could. I like his videos. He's a cool guy. So anyways, those are my 2 shout-outs right that I can think of for the moment. And that's kind of my roundup, my colonial finds, my mid, 40s, mid 20s finds, and then park finds. So that's my video for today, and I hope it was semi-interesting. I'll try to get good photos of all the coins in and that sort of thing, or at least the silvers and that V nickel, and maybe if some of the nicer flat buttons that have designs on them, I'll try to get good photos for you. And again, if you have any information on the history of this stuff, especially these British coins, I don't know too much about them, just what I've read on the internet. That'd be super helpful. Anyways, thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll get you some better videos next time with me actually out in the woods. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.